If I asked you who the richest man on earth is, I bet you could easily answer Jeff Bezos. What if I asked you who the ninth richest man on earth is? I bet that many people would have great difficulty answering that question off of the top of their heads. This is because we focus as a society on the top and only the top. We don't really care about things that are considered mediocre. While this type of comparison works for things like products, companies, or even sport teams, it doesn't work as well for people. People want to be number one. We want to be the best of the best. This creates a problem because we as a society like to focus on just building one skill, which makes us subconsciously rank others, compare ourselves to them, all while building our own one special skill. Just having one skill can limit our path of freedom in our life and limit the path of success. In fact, most people would agree that having multiple great skills is more likely to lead to success rather than just having one singular skill. We as a society need to put a greater emphasis on building multiple skills rather than just building one skill, because of the benefits it'll have on things like self-confidence, success in generations, and it will make a happier society. If we build multiple skills, we are more likely to successfully tackle anything that life throws at us, all while increasing our own self-confidence. Self-confidence is an individual's trust in his or her abilities to tackle day-to-day challenges. If we are confident, we are more happy and motivated to tackle any goals that we have. If we just build one skill, we are likely to have a skewed sense of self-confidence. And issues with self-confidence can lead to problems like narcissism, depression, or anxiety. If we build just one skill, we are likely to be overconfident in some scenarios, while in others we won't trust ourselves enough. Contrary, if we build multiple skills, we are likely to have confidence in more scenarios in life, which will benefit us by giving us more self-confidence. If we have more self-confidence, we're going to get a multitude of benefits, including great mental health. I, for one, wish I learned how to diversify my skills in something relatively obscure. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's called sports. I'm so bad at sports where it's not really sad, it's humorous. One time in PE, we were playing soccer. Eventually, the ball rolled over to me. Now, instead of kicking the ball, I bent down and grabbed it. This gave the other team a penalty kick, which eventually led them to score a goal. My team greatly appreciated my contribution. Despite this hilarious story, it does shed some light on why I'm not confident in sports. If I had learned to diversify my skills in many areas and not just in one, I would likely have more confidence in other things. And I wish that I learned how to be better at sports, because even if I like the sport, I most likely won't play because of fear of embarrassing myself or disappointing others. I know I'm not the only one who feels this way about a particularly low skill. If we as a society changed our emphasis away from just being the best in one thing and towards growing with our best efforts, we are likely to create a world that has more self-confidence. And when we have more self-confidence, we're more likely to be successful. Success is a universal thing. We all want it, and we all are striving to achieve it, but the way we achieve it and the type of success that we think is a successful life is different for everyone. We as a society have somewhat of a skewed view on success. This is because we focus on celebrities and stars and see them as successful, but usually they're successful just because of one thing. This makes us think that just having one special skill leads us to success. While this type of success works for very few people, it likely won't work for the rest of the common crowd. Businesses and employers don't look for employees who are competent in a skill. They look for employees who are competent in all the skills needed for a job, not just one. A graphic design company isn't likely going to hire someone who's competent who can only draw trees and just trees. An engineering company isn't going to hire someone who's incredible at math but lacks any skill to work with a coworker. If we changed our emphasis towards growing in multiple areas, we're going to open more doors towards success. And if we only focus on one skill, we are likely narrowing our paths to success. Because if we have one skill, there's likely only one door that leads to success. People often consider success as a form of happiness. Happiness is something that we constantly try to achieve in life. We constantly are trying to keep it and or build it. If we are happy, we most likely have lost sight of ourselves and are focusing more on the world around us. We dropped our focus on ourselves and we let go of all the pressures in life and focus on giving our best and living our best. If we focus on building one skill, we are starting to compare ourselves to others because we want to be the best in that category. So we subconsciously look at the others and rank how we are doing compared to them. Comparison can often destroy joy in our lives. We over-focus on ourselves and stress about how we're underperforming. Social media is making comparison happen in an instant, which is a problem. I know many people who say things such as, "I'm so bad. Why am I not good enough? And why is everyone so much better than me?" This is because we see these posts of people doing incredible things so easily that it makes the task of being the best so daunting. If we started focusing on building multiple skills, we are likely increasing the amount of happiness in our lives because we're losing in limiting the amount of comparison in our lives. If we dropped, as a society, the mentality of growing just one skill, we are likely creating a world that is more successful, happier, and has more self-confidence. If we are self-confident, we are likely to be happier, and we're more likely to have more success. And if we're successful, we're more likely to be happy and to have self-confidence. If we're happy, we're more likely to have self-confidence. If we, as a society, put more emphasis on being more well-rounded with our skills and not just growing in one particular skill, we are likely to have a world that is happier, and we're likely to have a world that's more successful, happier, and with more self-confidence. If we change this mentality by being vocal about not having to be the best, but about doing our best, then we are likely to start limiting the negative effects of having just one skill. The 9th richest man in the world, Steve Ballmer, may not be the richest, but he still has a net worth of $69.7 billion. Well, we don't have to be number one to be successful. To be successful, we just have to give our best. Thank you.